People have always been judged based on the skin color, your background, where you're from, the country you're from. Now, this video, I just want to check the disparity on how that European counterparts are treating other brown skin and black skin people, and if other brown skin developing countries that have actually taken growth in developing their countries where how they treat other brown skin and black skin that comes to their country. I know it's kind of confusing, but I'm going to give you a case study. Taking us back in history, in the 1980s, France, they had the called wartime deportation. There was this anti-Semitism, meaning they were hostile towards Jew people. Because of that, they deported a whole lot of Jew people. And till now, they have been trying to make up for that. You are a Jewish person and you try to apply for a country like France, you will get your visa. Because they feel like they have to apologize and to make up to Jewish citizens for what happened to them in the 1980s. And even in 1995, the France government actually apologized to Jewish citizens. After the Second World War, Germany actually gave around 104 billion Dutch marks to over 500,000 Jewish citizens because of the Holocaust. The Holocaust was not something we should talk about. It seems like the problem is not even the developed countries, because it feels like they are trying to make up for their past errors. You can't really make up for. They can keep apologizing, but you can't make up for all the hurt and torment you've done to people. If you're an African, you go to Singapore, you want to get a job, you probably won't get a job. They don't give black people a job because of crimes that are committed by some set of countries. If you go to Malaysia, there's this notion about black people into fraudulent act. Probably they will use the word Nigerian, even though you are a Ghanaian, you are a Tanzanian, or whatever country you are from. Even if you come to Dubai, you want to get a job, you will not get a job, because they'll say, if what they ask you what nationality are you, you say you're a Nigerian, they'll be like, oh, you're a Nigerian, there is no job for you. In fact, you won't even get a work visa because there's stigmatization. Let's take into notice that most of these countries that are now being developed before has been colonized. It's not just the black people that are being colonized, but also the brown skin people, and even some part of Europe are colonized. The fact whereby that visas are not being granted to country or citizens of some country is due to the fact that there have been stigmatization against that country. The fact that when you say somebody black skin, first thing that comes to your mind, you are a Nigerian, and you will probably have the stench of becoming a fraudulent person. Is racism really out? Countries have been denied visas, citizens have been denied work permits, and a whole lot. Even to travel to Europe is harder for some countries than some countries, and yet those countries are still in the same continent. A case study is, you are a South African, you can travel to any European country because either your passport is stronger, or the fact that probably you are more westernized than people that live in the Western Africa. Someone that's coming from Ghana, someone coming from Liberia, coming from Nigeria, you can't travel. That whole lot of Africans are trying to go through the waters, crossing over to Libya, crossing over to the Mediterranean Sea just to go to Europe, because even though they have the money to apply for visas, they cannot apply. They can't apply and get a visa due to the fact that there is a particular stigma against them in the embassies. I had someone apply for a visa of recent. She had everything, all documents were intact, everything was intact, and she was supposed to go in for the Olympics. And the Olympics is a sport that is usually being carried out after like 4 years, and that was her sole purpose of going. Then she was turned down. What was the reason for her denial? The embassy said that she had no reason to come back. Someone that was going to just go in for the sport, her husband was there at home, had a strong business, had properties. People in Africa who want to travel to other countries, they have to sell almost all they have, sell their cars, sell their jewelries, close their bank accounts, just because they need huge sum of money to travel to countries. Ordinarily, you just need to pay for a visa, get a visa, have the money you need is just the money to be in your bank account for sustainability. But these days and time, we can't even do that. If you are traveling from a country like an European country or any country in the EEA or EU unit, you don't need to go through all this hassle and hassle. Even if you are traveling from a South American country, a country from Brazil to either other parts of Europe, you won't even go through all this. If you are traveling from a developed brown skin country like either Dubai or from either Israel or whatsoever, you wouldn't even need to go through all this. But you are coming from either a black continent, or you're coming from a country like Philippines, you will have to go through a whole lot. So the stigmatization, not even only black persons, on even Nigerian or whatsoever, it's also on people that has been stigmatized by having a name. The stigmatization does not just range from Africa or or a black person. Stigmatization have ranged from the fact that people are being judged by the past experiences or exploit of what have happened in the country. Just taking it to know that if people were being judged or are still being judged, then the people that have exploited the countries from the First to Second World War, we are not supposed to even be able to talk to them. We are not even supposed to go into their lands. The British people colonized Africa, but we are seeing it as a way whereby they brought in development to us, and most of our countries have done bilateral agreement, or multilateral business agreement with them, so that we can bring more development to ourselves and live more like them. Getting a visa to the UK it's more easier than getting a visa to Dubai. Taking part from the fact that UK colonized Nigeria, and UK are the ones that still colonize Dubai, but yet Dubai won't give us visas because of the fact that we committed some crime against Dubai. A case study of Hush Puppy, they said they stole a lot of money, and because of that, when you say Nigerian, in countries like Malaysia, Singapore, UAE, Qatar, they'll think you are a scammer. Forgetting that even Nigerians, most of us are very hardworking people, because we grew up with the concept of agriculture as our backbone and a whole lot. I'm not speaking just only in Nigeria, but Africa as a whole. It's more easier for a needle to go through the eyes of a camel than most Africans to get visas to the European country. And even when you try to get visas, you'll be treated differently. What is actually the cause of what we face right now? Why is it that a normal black person can just walk into the embassy, submit the required document, get a visa and an appointment without problem? Poland have stopped giving appointment to West African countries because of the consulate is in Nigeria. To get a USA appointment, you even have to pay some people just to get appointment. So what is the world going? Are we still being colonized? Is there still racism? Is there still segregation? A whole lot of questions. So guys, what do you feel about what's currently happening in this world? Are we still being colonized indirectly? Are we still stigmatized indirectly by either brown skin or black countries, or by either European people? What do you think? You can drop all your comments in the comment section below. Let's discuss, guys. Please subscribe to my channel.